Hi, I'm Alex, welcome to my channel. On a couple of days during the summer I brought two cameras into the woods to take some photos. One was the Canon AE1 program and the other was the Canon Pellix QL. And the film that I shot with was Kodak Portra 400. We'll first start with the Canon AE1 program. It's an SLR camera that was released in 1981, 5 years after its predecessor, the Canon AE1. The main difference between those cameras is that the program has a P mode, which sets the aperture and shutter speed for you, making it a much more user-friendly camera. So I loaded up my camera and got moving and shooting. The lens that we're using is a 50mm f1.8, and at that shallow aperture it really gives beautiful bokeh. Believe it or not, these really are Californian redwoods here in Carlow, Ireland. With the woods being as scenic as they are, I couldn't help but stop to take a selfie. Unfortunately, with film cameras, you can't just take 100 photos of yourself and pick out the best one. You just have to set the timer and hope for the best. I'm a big fan of the Canon AE1 program. While it's lightweight, it's still quite sturdy. It's very easy to use, and all round it's just a very satisfying camera. Now as we transition over to the Canon Pellix QL, I thought that I'd break up this video by showing some B-roll of my friend Adrian walking his husky Maya. I had originally made this edit to different music, but due to copyright reasons I've now changed that over to some hardcore gangster rap, because that's how I roll.
Problems I solve them. I run through the money, the pressure be calling. Left on my blessings, I feel like I'm falling. The birdie is back, tell me I'm garbage. I'm going through something, that's why I ain't calling. Phone and progression, it's all that I wanted. The phone and affection, I summon and dub it. Cause I got problems on problems on problems on problems on problems on problems I solve them. I run through the money, the pressure be calling. Left on my blessings, I feel like I'm falling. The birdie is back, tell me I'm garbage. I'm going through something, that's why I ain't calling.
The Canon Pellix QL was first put on the market in 1966. Named after the pellicle mirror that it uses. This is an ultra-thin, lightweight, transparent mirror that splits the light into two areas. So some of the light comes through to the film, and then some of the light goes to the viewfinder. This means that the viewfinder doesn't get blocked off when you take the photo. So I loaded up another roll of Portra 400 and went on my way. Another advantage is that the mirror is fixed in place, so when the shutter is pressed there won't be any in-camera vibrations. However, a disadvantage to this mirror is that it causes a third stop loss of light. And also, due to how thin and fragile the mirror is, it makes it very difficult to clean. The QL part of the camera stands for quick load, as it has this latch that grips onto your film, but realistically it only saves you about 10 seconds. I very luckily found this camera at a flea market for just €10. I again had to stop for a selfie, using the more analog lever to set the timer, which I genuinely prefer over the Canon AE1's digital beeps. coming in at over 1 kilo in weight, the Canon Pellix becomes very heavy on your neck very quickly. It's not just a great camera, but also the perfect blunt weapon. The lens that I'm using here is the same 50mm f1.8 that I used on the Canon AE1 program. The image quality between the Canon AE1 program and the Canon Pellix QL are almost identical. Like, I can barely tell the difference when I'm looking at two photos side by side. But I did find that with the Pellix, I did have more imperfections in some of the photos. Now, I don't know if this was because of printing or dirt on the mirror, but I have a feeling it might be because of the quick load system, that the latch that grabs onto the film might be just tearing it a little bit. But based on the weight alone, I would probably have to use the Canon AE1 program. It's much lighter than the Pellix QL. The Pellix QL would come in handy if I was taking photos in a rough neighbourhood. And that brings us to the end of the video. If you'd like to see more, you can subscribe or follow me on Instagram. See you in the next one.